What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be your review of Boomerang Season 2, Episode 4. So this episode centers around Bryson and Ari. Okay, so the first half of the episode is about Bryson, and the last part is Ari. So let's talk about Bryson. Bryson is still on his whole walk, okay? He is still on his whole stroll, his whole walk. He is still, out here just breaking backs and taking names, or maybe not. We see him down at the park meeting up with old girl with a he plays this real smooth. She got a dog. He calls the dog over to him, and then he pretends like he found the dog, and then he uses that to parlay into an afternoon of hoo ha ha. They get to the house. They trying to get into the whatever the however, and his junk ain't working, okay? And he's trying some tricks, and he even asked her to help out, and she was like, "No, ma'am, no, sir. I don't know you well enough to help out. You picked me up at the park, you brought me back to your spot, and you can't even close the deal, and you want me? No, ma'am. No, sir. Mm-mm." She picks up her dog and she rolls out, okay? Now, of course, in true Bryson fashion, he's laid around trying to figure it out, trying to figure out the problem and all that good stuff. And then we end up seeing him in this classic Um, so we first of all, let me rewind. We see Bryson in the grocery store, and he's running into all these women that he's had situations with, including the girl from the park. So of course, at that point, it's a dream, and if they're making innuendos about cucumbers and bananas and all of that stuff. Um, then he wakes up out the dream, and he's talking to his therapist. And so, we're like, okay, he's talking to his therapist about what's going on. But then the therapist takes out a cucumber, starts cutting up the cucumber. So you're like, okay, this is not real either. And when he really wakes up, he's actually sitting at the barbershop. And so then we have like a whole great moment of black barbershop isms, right? We have the whole reducing women to a slab of meat. I'm gonna let them get away with it for the purposes of this conversation. But that's what happens. Like, they talking about who's fatter than who, and then they start talking about what's wrong with you, Bryson. And his barber knows something's up. Let me tell you something. If you have a real barber slash hairdresser, beautician, they know what's up. They know when you're in a good mood, when you're in a bad mood. They know what's good, what's out, what's going on. And his barber knows something ain't right. He knows something going on. He said, "Look, you still gonna keep that same hairstyle, because Bryson got this whole hair thing working and the beard thing working." And he like, yeah. And his barber makes a comment about him trying to chase the youth or something. And I'm like, well, Bryson ain't really that old, but okay, all right. So then, my boy Jason Weaver is all up in this episode. Shouts out to the Lion King. And, well, I guess he's Simba. Anyway. Well, I guess he's saying the songs that Simba. Whatever. Anyway, y'all know who I'm talking about. So, Bryson then starts telling them I have a friend story. We all know that when you have a friend, everybody assumes that friend is you, whether it is you or not. The conversation is that it is you. That is the assumption. You might as well just go on with the flow. If you gonna say a story, just say Bill. Y'all remember Bill? I remember Bill. You met Bill down to my cookout. Remember a few years ago, I had y'all over my house for my cookout. Remember my boy Bill? Man, let me tell you what's happening with Bill and his girl. That's how you gotta tell the story. Whenever you start a story off with, I have a friend, ... everybody just gonna think it's you. But anyway, he tells him the story about how he has a friend who can't get it up. Now, in the midst of this whole conversation, they bring up old girl. Y'all know who I'm talking about, shit. But why they say the girl with the Dora the Explorer Bob? I said they was wrong for that, but they was so right, because now I can't get it out of my head. Now all I see is Dora the Explorer Bob. Like, that's it. That's all I see is Dora the Explorer now. But so he starts telling the story about his friend who can't get it up, which of course they know the friend is him. You are the friend. So he slips up and says me, and so he tells him it ain't him, and he talks about how him and Dora broke up, and his barber was like, yeah, man, I knew something wasn't good. And so he said, let me guess. He said, Y'all hooked up again a few weeks ago, and that's the last time you was able to get it up. And he was like, yeah. He said, see, as long as you got something going on up here, you ain't gonna have nothing going on down there. And that's what your problem is. You gotta close that up one way or the other. You gotta get past it, move, get over it, get under it, get around it. But somehow you're gonna have to move past it. Because until you get her out your head or get that situation out your head, it's gonna continue to affect the rest of your body. So Bryson is like, okay, yeah. So then he says, you know what? Go ahead and cut the beard off. Because see, he's been growing the beard since him and Dora broke up, right? That's how long he's been growing the beard. So that was a symbol, I guess, him cutting the beard off was a symbol of him letting it go. Okay? So that was that, right? And it was a good moment. It was a good scene. It was great to see the whole barbershop scene. I don't think we get enough of we get plenty of beauty shop scenes. I don't think we get enough of the barbershop scenes. It was a great scene. So then we have Mr. Ari. Now look, Ari's situation is classic. Ari ain't out the closet, but he enjoys being with men. Now, whether right now he don't identify as nothing, but whether he's going to evolve into identifying as being bisexual or being gay, we don't know. But what we do know is that he enjoys being with men. But just like a lot of men who are not comfortable in their sexuality, it gives him a certain level of comfort that he's a top. It gives him a certain level of comfort that he's doing all of the masculine things. And so he's with some dude, I guess they've been kicking it for a minute, and old boy is like, don't you ever want to do something different? Don't you ever want to, basically, you don't ever want to switch it up sometime, you don't never want to receive. And Ari is like, nah, I'm good. Like, I'm good. He was like, I don't want to have to worry about what I eat, gotta be ready, but you do it good, And so then they go out to lunch, and they go to, the insinuation is that they at Chick-fil-A, right? Because his friend makes a comment about, why do you insist on coming here? They don't like our kind. And he was like, what kind? He was like, I don't know what you talk about. They make some good nuggets here, But, he's insinuating LGBTQIA people. So then while they're at the Chick-fil-A, Ari, has something in his hair, and so dude goes to get it out his hair, and Ari catches some other guys looking at them. He's like, yo man, back up off me, like, don't be so close, again, not wanting to give off the air of them being together. So dude got an attitude, he's like, all right, he got an attitude. They go back to the apartment, him and Ari get into it, and he basically lets Ari know, like, look, I'm not understanding your issue, like, yes, we not boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever, but at the same time, you act like you don't want people to even know that, that me and you are intimate, and he was like, you need to get your shit together. You need to fix your shit. In the words of Amani Van Zop. If y'all don't know who that is, y'all better go check out Chasing Dollars. Anyway, so he's like, you need to get it together. Like, I'm not your play toy. Like, and Ari was like, what is wrong with you? Like, we had a good thing going. You not my man. We not in no relationship. Why are you tripping? Let's go back to the way things were. Like, let's stop it. And he was like, so of course Ari is sitting there like, what is your problem? And he ends up chasing dude down the hallway to the elevator, and he is like, look, what is your issue? And dude was like, look, I can't explain it to you, but you need to figure it out. Like, you're gonna have to make some decisions, and I can't walk you through it, but you need to really figure out who you are and how you try to live your life. Now, in Ari's defense, he living his life the way he want to live his life. Like, and if they didn't have a relationship label, then dude, like, I don't see where you really have a right to kind of be mad at Ari. Like, y'all not a couple. Y'all not boyfriend, girlfriend. Like, y'all just sleeping together. But anyway, so that's just kind of where that was. So, you see both Bryson and Ari sort of at a crossroads, trying to figure it all out. And like I said, in Ari's mind, he don't have a problem. You know what I mean? Like, he good with the way things are. So that's pretty much where this episode ended. You know what I mean? It was a good episode. We'll be definitely interested to see how they continue to oh, I'm sorry, I forgot that last part. So Ari ends up going to the club later on that night, and he ends up hooking up with a woman. I'm sure to, in his mind, convince himself of you know, that's where he really want to be. You know, but we'll see. We'll see how it continues to evolve. But that was that. It was short, sweet, to the point. Let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments.